So I'm Sarah Bird. I'm Nature Recovery Officer at the Peak District National Park Authority out in this magnificent Peak District landscape. I started off by doing a degree in animal science at the University of Nottingham. I was on an agricultural campus and I've got, through various different links, quite a lot of agricultural experience with farming. And I sort of took that plus my sort of background passion for conservation and combine those into a dissertation looking at populations of birds on agricultural land. And then that led to my first job via a lot of volunteering and, taking up training courses where I could, into a career with the RSPB. So my first job was actually managing their Volunteer and Farmer Alliance programme, so working very much with volunteers and farmers to survey birds on farmers' land up in Scotland. And then that sort of evolved into taking on a secondment role for the RSPB as a farm advisor, and working with farmers to deliver for conservation and for wildlife on their land. That came to an end, and I was fortunate enough to then get a job in the Peak District, which is really close to where I grew up. And I started out my career as Biodiversity Partnerships Officer, so looking after our Biodiversity Action Plan, working on our local nature partnership, so very much that partnership working, building relationships and contacts, but ultimately for delivery of wildlife outcomes. I then very rudely went on maternity leave, and since I've been back, my role has very much been focused on nature recovery. So it's sort of morphed into being Nature Recovery Officer. So for the past few years, I've been leading on writing a really exciting nature recovery plan for the Peak District that's led to really great partnership working, using all those skills that I've built up over the years to communicate with all our different partners, and that's just recently been approved by National Park Authority, so that's really great. So that's out in the public now. Now it's so great that environmental issues and climate issues are now so on people's radar, and so many people want to get involved in this conservation sector, involved in nature recovery and protecting wildlife, and there are so many options available for you to do that depending on what your skills are. So it's not just about going out looking at wildlife, it's about talking to people and all different kinds of people. We also have colleagues who work on data and mapping. So without those people in the background doing all the hard work to assess all that information, to bring in the funding, to do the influencing, you're not going to get the delivery on the ground. And those other jobs are so important in doing that and enabling other people to get out on the ground. So no matter what your interest or your skills, there's something out there that you can do to contribute to nature recovery.